What's going on? This is Goofy Rexy here. I hope you guys are doing well today. So we got the new kit release for She-Hulk, which in all honesty, I'm a little bit disappointed with. I'm sure that you probably are too as well. You know, not necessarily in the kit itself, but just more so where the kit and the character are going to be used. You know, we've seen this over the past few months, year, whatever the case is, where they've introduced these new characters, but these new characters only are good or they're better in certain areas, which essentially you're telling us exactly where these characters should be used. So we're going to be going through that today. We're going to be talking about, we'll go through a kit. We'll talk about likes. We'll talk about dislikes. But then really what I want to dive into is while they have kind of classified these characters, it essentially is taken away from the experience and the control that you actually have in this game. All right, guys, thanks so much for being here. Let's dive right on into it. All right, guys, so I have the Marvel Strike Force page up here. This is the blog post that they talked about She-Hulk. So I'm actually just going to be going through this really quickly here. I'm not going to go through the whole paragraph, but she's going to be coming after the 4.4 update. She-Hulk is going to have the Protector tag, and she is also going to be slated for Alliance War Defense. So the first two things that I don't like, Protector tag and an Alliance War Defense. But let's go through the kit, really well. Really quick, they also mentioned too as well that She-Hulk increases Fantastic Four damage, so she has synergy with the Fantastic Four team, and in her ultimate ability ignores taunt to attack the most injured enemy. So let's go through the kit real quick. We'll talk about the traits and we'll talk about a few things that I like, a few things that I don't like. So with the basic ability, she attacks a primary target for damage and then she applies defense down. With her special ability, she's going to get right off the bat, she attacks the primary target for damage and then she reduces the speed bar. Speed bar is good, like the speed bar reduction. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you want to be able to go before your opponent goes. So I'm actually quite happy with that. She does then also gain taunt and then she heals herself for percentage of the character's max health. Now, I don't know what her max health base stat's going to be. We don't know exactly what the percentage of the heal is, if it's going to be 5, 10, 15%. We don't know how good her max health or base stat health is. So we're going to have to figure that out, moving forward, whether or not this is actually good. Now, her ultimate and her passive are very good. If she's going to be on Alliance War Defense, energy costs 5 out of 5 for her to do her ultimate Controlled Rage, where she's going to attack the primary target for damage and apply stun. This is dope. This is really dope. Being able to stop, a primary target from doing anything. I like stun. Stun looks cool too sometimes, so I like stun. She's going to then apply taunt to the most injured enemy. Really, really, really good too. And then on War Defense, specifically, she's going to attack the primary target with the most damage, ignoring taunt and then applying stun. I would tell you why I have an issue with this. So right here, it says, remember I read this line, her ultimate ability ignores taunt to attack the most injured enemy. Most injured enemy here is what this says. And then right here, it says the target with the most damage. So to me, I read most damage as most damage stat. But I guess what they really mean is most injured enemy. So I'm going to go with most injured enemy is what they mean. And it's going to be ignoring taunt and applying stun to that character. Once again, good, because you're going to be ignoring taunt. It's not going to matter if Sif is out there, if Cole is out there, whoever it is, it's not going to matter. Well, Sif, if it's on War Defense, then Sif is not going to be there. All right, let's move on. But you get the point. It's going to ignore taunt. It's going to be good for that. And then, of course, apply taunt to the most injured enemy. It's just an addition of the War Defense aspect of it. But with her passive ability, on turn, heal self for a percentage of this character's max health. On stealth, she's going to gain taunt and then heal self for percentage of this character's max health. Once again, going to be based on base stats. On stealth, this is good. Invisible Woman does give stealth with her special ability, so this is pretty good. You're going to be able to she's going to be able to gain taunt often, one with her special ability and then also as well with the passive ability too as well. It can get a little tricky though, because if let's say that She-Hulk already has the highest health and she's not going to gain stealth, which means that she shouldn't technically gain taunt, but we're getting into technicalities. We'll see how it actually works in the game, and we'll move on from there. She's going to also then gain damage per charge, which is good. Reminder of Thor. When an enemy attacks this character or a Fantastic Four ally, she gains 1 charge up to a maximum of 5. Then, when she gets that maximum of 5, she transfers all negative effects from self and each Fantastic Four ally to the enemy with the most damage. Now, keep in mind, she's going to be doing this without the specific war defense tag. So, or the war outside of war defense, so she's still going to be effectively used outside of that too. So just keep that in mind. She's also going to attack the enemy with the most damage, which I'm assuming once again is the most injured damage, is how they intended, and all adjacent targets for damage, and then she's going to remove all of her charge. And then of course she gets additional damage on war defense. She gains damage for self and then for Fantastic Four allies too as well. So real quick, I like her ultimate ability. It's going to be based on speed. Obviously, if she's going to be an AI thing, we don't know exactly how fast she's going to be in this game. So if she is a fast character, then this is actually going to be a really good attack to be able to do right off the bat. You know, being able to attack the primary target, applying that stun, or specifically on war defense, I mean, attacking the target with the most damage is going to be good too as well, and ignoring that taunt. I think is going to be pretty good. We need to clarify whether or not this is the most damage on the character or if this is the most injured character. Just because they're saying 2 different things, we just need to know exactly what that is. And then also applying taunt to the most injured enemy. Love this attack. I absolutely love it. I love this even more. The fact that she's gaining charge and then like Thor, and then she's then going, so she's going to potentially be taunting, getting hit multiple times, and then she's going to gain extra damage per charge, and then on war defense she's going to gain damage herself and all Fantastic Four allies. So she's going to be doing big damage with this attack. Once again, this is how it's written. We'll see how it's actually going to look. What I don't like about this, I'm going to tell you, her being on war defense. Why did we need another war defense character? You essentially took Namor off this team to put She-Hulk on this team to change him from war offense to war defense. The heck was that about? And then on top of that too as well, you gave her the protector tag. You could have given her the brawler tag, but you gave her the protector tag. You gave her the protector tag when you could have given her a brawler tag so that she could have actually been used with another team, like maybe the Young Avengers, maybe the Avengers team. But instead you gave her this tag, which in my opinion, it kind of devalued her abilities, devalued her skills, it devalued me even being invested into wanting to get this character. I don't like that they did that, and I think that her also having a protector tag, being on the on the Fantastic Four team that essentially kind of already has 2 protectors, one being Thing, and who typically has the highest health for the most part, or can have the highest health at times, you know, who will then gain that immunity, gain those deflects from Invisible Woman, and then Invisible Woman herself being a protector. Why do you now need kind of essentially like 3 protectors on that team? I don't get that at all. Don't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. And speaking about the Alliance, the war defense thing, how many characters are we going to get for war defense now? Emma Frost, Red Skull, Taskmaster. They're not on war offense, but the X-Force team is specifically for, or they're not on war defense, but the X-Force team is specifically for war offense because they get their boost that way. You know, other characters like Mr. Sinister gets extra boosts in war. You know, there's a plethora of characters that I can mention that specifically have the war defense trait. What I don't like about it is the simple fact that it seems as if though they're taking control out of our hands in regards to how we want to use our characters. They're also kind of diluting the experience of the game by doing that as well. I don't like that they're doing it. It's become rather frustrating for me, to be completely honest with you. I don't know why they're doing it. Is it because they don't want us to, they want to control how wars go? Is it because they don't like how people maybe sometimes feel clear? They don't want it to be, you know, I heard Reminex say this, that they don't want it to be a race. Like, is that really the thing about it? I don't understand what is the specific reason why you keep on putting teams on war, or characters on war defense. I don't see Taskmaster. You know why? Because he's sitting on my defense. The only time I get to see how good he is when I use him in PvP, and I hate PvP. I hate PvP. And then the same thing with Emma Frost. Like on my baby account, I have my Emma Frost, but once again, she's war defense. Yeah, I get to use her in arena every now and again, but I don't necessarily get to see how fantastic she could be, you know, all the time. Red Skull, forget about it. He's not good outside of anywhere else other than war defense. I don't know why they keep on doing this. I would prefer if they did things like the Avengers, where it just says war, so it could be war offense or it could be war defense, or like Doc Ock, war offense or war defense, because it just says war. I would prefer for them to change it just to being that, but honestly, I am frustrated with the fact that they're making this specifically war defense. They're telling me how to use my character, the character that I paid for. You're telling me how to use that character in the game. I don't like the specific classification. I wish that they would do better with this. In my opinion, I think that they need to take a little bit of less control out of the game. Let us figure out, let us theory craft a little bit and figure out exactly how we want to use these teams and how we want to use these characters. You know, give us that flexibility, Scopely. Give us that flexibility with the characters in our roster. You know, we would really appreciate it. But listen, I'm gonna stop talking, guys. I'm digressing here. I appreciate you guys being here. You know, I want to know what your guys' thoughts are. Please leave a comment down below. I would like to know what your guys' thoughts are in regards to how they are doing this with the Alliance war defense characters. Like, how do you feel about it? Also, as well, guys, I mean, you know, if you do like this video, and like Marvel Strike Force content, please also as well consider hitting that subscribe button. Also, you can catch me live too. I'm on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I also do a noon stream on Fridays as well. And then you can also, if you guys can also do me a favor and hit the like button too, that would be great. I do also have some links to my Discord, my Twitter page, as well as my Facebook page down below in the description. So thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Have a good one, guys. Be blessed and be safe.